Good morning everybody and welcome to this Friday morning webinar which is entitled HMRC, the latest approach to compliance.
Right, what we're looking to cover today is basically some of the very recent topics that are arising with the revenue. We're going to have a look at some of the pilot schemes that they've got going on. The revenue seems to have more pilots than British Airways at the moment. And we're going to have a look at some of the consultation processes that they have, particularly one in particular, working with tax agents. We're then going to have a look at, remind ourselves of our clients' rights under the new regime. And really, this isn't an all-encompassing run-through of everybody's rights. What it is it's giving you some information on areas that the revenue are currently, shall we say, acting up on. And then we're going to have a look at some more of the current issues that are arising generally with the revenue.
Let's have a look then at some of these pilots and consultations. I think the first one you've got is working with tax agents.
It's working with tax agents is the latest the latest consultation paper that they've got, that they've issued. Now, the purpose of going through this today is really just to mention it. This is quite a detailed paper, but all accountants who deal with the revenue need to be aware of it. And essentially, this is a system whereby the revenue are inviting, they're proposing to invite agents to enrol with them as members of this club, if you like. As we move on now, let's take a look at some of the very recent things happening with the revenue. The business record checks. Now, this is a pilot scheme supposed to run from 4th of April to the 15th of July. We saw our first one in December, and they continued through up to the end of March. However, officially, it was not meant to start until the 4th of April. So, between the 4th of April, 15th of July, they're looking to select around 1,200 cases. Another area that we're going to look at this morning is the Alternative Dispute Resolution Service. Now, another pilot, I think of British Airways. There are two. There's one for large businesses and one for SMEs, and I'm primarily concerned with the one for SMEs. Again, I met with a gentleman from the Revenue, David Croad, who is heading up this Alternative Dispute Resolution Service. Very nice, sincere guy, to be honest. They were at pains, though, to stress it's mediation, not arbitration. The single compliance, another pilot, running from June to December, 6 areas of the country. They're aiming to select between 3,000 and 3,500 cases. That's obviously 3,000 rather than 3, which wouldn't be much point. But 3,000 to 3,500 cases. And again, there will be risk assessment. They are not random selected clients. They are risk assessed. And what they're in essence doing is the Risk and Intelligence Service of the Revenue is notifying the districts that they want Joe Bloggs picked up for inquiry. And they are notifying them what type of inquiry they want, full aspect, pay-as-you-earn, VAT, whatever it is, it's coming from the Risk and Intelligence Service. So let's have a look at the client's rights under this new system, this new regime. Now, they're there on the screen, the areas that I want to cover. Now, everything has to be reasonably required. And I'm going to go through that in a little while. The statutory records, there seems to be some confusion with a number of inspectors what actually is a statutory record. So a statutory record is records underlying the business accounts and returns. A statutory record is not a personal bank statement. So I'm not going to go through all of these, but they're in here just for the sake of completeness. The different approaches that they have, the full inquiry, the aspect, pay-as-you-earn compliance checks, the mixed tax, so the full inquiry plus either the VAT or the pay-as-you-earn, or maybe both, the business record checks, the informal inquiries, which we'll go on to, large business and complex individuals, they are getting their own type of inquiry now, and also the unannounced and short notice visits.